Može? Dear President of the Assembly of Republic of North Macedonia, Mr. Talat Jaferi, Your Excellencies, dear Auditor General and Deputy Auditor Generals, dear representatives of the media, ladies and gentlemen, dear guests present here in the Europe House, and all of you who are following this event online. I would like to wish you all a warm welcome to the promotion of the project Improvement of External Audit and Parliamentary Oversight. The objective of this project is to further improve efficiency and the impact of the external audit in our country. This improvement of the external audit will be fulfilled through further harmonization of the legal framework and development of new and updated methodological tools, as well as through strengthening the capacities of the State Audit Office to perform efficiently the external audit in our country. In addition to this, the project is aimed to enhance the parliamentary scrutiny over public funds and to improve the cooperation between the State Audit Office and the Parliament. Only strong and constitutionally independent State Audit Office is a foundation for providing help to parliaments and all entities in the public sector to improve their performance, enhance transparency, ensure accountability and legal use of funds, to promote public trust and deliver your services with high quality. That is why the Auditor General, Mr. Maxim Matevsky, always points out that taxpayers own public funds and they should show interest how their funds are being spent. The State Audit Office is their partner, and by fulfilling its vision, it will act to achieve adequate value for the given money. Now, I would like to invite the President of the Assembly, Mr. Talat Jaferi, to present his speech.
Distinguished head of the EU delegation, Ambassador David Gear, Distinguished Auditor General of the State Audit Office of the Republic of Macedonia, Mr. Maxim Matevsky, Distinguished Auditor General of the State Audit Office of the Republic of Croatia, Mr. Ivan Klesic, Distinguished President of the National Audit Office of the Republic of Bulgaria, Mr. Cvetan Cvetkov, distinguished project leaders, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure for me today that I can, on my behalf and on behalf of the Assembly of the Republic of North Macedonia, to greet you, all of you who are present here at the European House and those who follow online, and express my views on the IPA Twinning project, improvement of external audit and parliamentary oversight. The Assembly, as a representative body of the citizens, has the undeniable right and liability to take care of the interests of the citizens and the way how public money is spent, and one of the ways to strengthen the mechanisms for parliamentary oversight is certainly strengthening the cooperation with the most adequate institution in this country for it, which is the State Audit Office, which, as an independent institution, timely and objectively informs the Assembly on all audit findings which are concluded in the conducted audits. In the past period, between the Legislative and the State Audit Office, has been established a practice by the end of the current year to be submitted the annual work program of the Office for the coming year, which serves to inform the Assembly about which entities will be audited in the coming year. Furthermore, each final audit report is submitted to the Assembly for information, and until the 30th of June in the current year, the annual work report for the previous year is also submitted. This report is reviewed by the Assembly, and then, according to it, conclusions are adopted. Within the first twinning project for strengthening the cooperation of the Assembly with the State Audit Office, as part of this support, were realized 2 study visits of MPs and parliamentary service of the Parliament of the Republic of Croatia and the Parliament of the Republic of Bulgaria, in order for the member of the Finance and Budget Committee to get acquainted with the manner and modalities of reviewing the final audit offices of these 2 countries. Study visits are important, having in mind that the MPs are introduced to the institutional framework of cooperation, the processing of audit reports, their review and discussion, and decision-making on them by the parliaments of the EU member states. Through exchange of experiences, they enable to determine what reform steps should be taken by the Assembly, especially legal and institutional ones, in order to establish a sustainable system of cooperation between the State Audit Office and the legislator in the area of oversight of public spending and greater accountability of public bodies and institutions that are financed by the state budget. Thanks to that experience, the Assembly has already started consultations on the formal treatment of audit reports in order to establish an effective mechanism for reviewing audit reports and reaching conclusions on them. The most relevant body to review audit reports is, of course, the Finance and Budget Committee, but the establishment of a subcommittee within the Finance and Budget Committee is also being considered. Amendments should be made to the state audit law, which would introduce a legal obligation to review the final audit reports, because at the moment, according to the existing legal solution, they are submitted to the Assembly, as I emphasized several times above, only for information. To that end, in the 2021-2023 strategic plan of the Assembly, it is planned to incorporate a mechanism and an established practice of submitting the final audit reports, grouping them by topics, introducing them to the MPs, and reviewing the final audit reports in the Assembly. In the framework of this twinning project, the first step is the preparation of a memorandum of understanding between the Assembly and the State Audit Office, which I hope we will be able to sign by the end of August, because the draft memorandum is already ready and will be presented to the Assembly. What is important when reviewing audit reports is to become accustomed to having a high level of unity between the various political options, to be objective, irrelevant to who holds the executive or to which political option a political elected official belongs. That is, regardless of which parties are in power and which in opposition, the approach to the treatment of audit reports should be uniform, objective, transparent, with a high level of expertise in reading, understanding and deciding on audit reports by the MPs. Let me thank you for your attention and wish you success in the implementation of the project. Thank you.
Thank you, President of the
Faleminderit,
Assembly, for your speech. Now I would like to ask the Ambassador of the European Union, Mr. David Geer, to deliver his speech. While Ambassador Mr. Geer is taking the stage, I would like to point out again that this twinning project is financed by the European Union through the IPA program. Ambassador.
Good morning. Dear Honourable Speaker Jafari, dear Auditors General Atsevsky, Rogozich and Zvetkov, dear Members of Parliament and ladies and gentlemen, the modernization of the public finance system is of key importance in order to improve public policies and ensure high-quality service delivery to citizens. An efficient and transparent public finance system is a prerequisite for the economic growth of any country. Such a system improves accountability, it decreases the risk of fraud and corruption, and it helps to build public trust in the use of public funds. After all, the public are the ultimate guarantor. This twinning project aims to help improve the management of public funds by enhancing the external audit and parliamentary control over their spending. This is just one example of the support the European Union is providing for the oversight of public funds and the strengthening of public financial management. The current project, we hope, will be a useful and important tool for sharing good practices, ideas and proposals based on the best models from the European Union. It will contribute significantly to the improvement of audit processes, strengthening of external auditors, and enhancing parliamentary scrutiny in the country. Dear ladies and gentlemen, citizens in all countries want politicians and governments not only to represent their views, but to defend their democratic rights and to be transparent and accountable in managing public funds. And in this regard, the supreme audit institutions play an important role as guardians of the efficient use of public resources. And they report directly to national parliaments, thus ensuring political scrutiny over the work of the government. And can I just say here, I welcome the remarks by the Speaker concerning efforts to try and reinforce that relationship and also to ensure that oversight is carried out in a cross-party approach based on political consensus. Reforming public finance is a key step in any country's preparation for the EU accession, and that's why it's important to launch these reforms as early as possible in view of European Union integration, but because, and above all, in the interests of economic development and therefore in the interests of all. The European Union welcomes the government's commitment to public finance management reforms. Under the leadership of the Ministry of Finance, a public finance reform programme for the period 2018 to 2021 is being implemented, covering some of the major priorities, including improvement of external audit. In recent years, the European Union has supported reform in the public finance sector, as I've mentioned, with projects amounting to some 35 million euros. This twinning project is yet another proof that the European Union remains with you in reforming this crucial sector and addressing future challenges now as ever together. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. Now, I would like to invite the Auditor General of the State Audit Office of Republic of North Macedonia, Mr. Maxim Matevski, to present his speech. While the Auditor General is taking the stage, I would like to point out again that our twinning partners in this project are the State Audit Office of Croatia and Bulgaria, and as well as experts from member states from the European Union. Mr. Axelski.
Respected Ambassador of the EU delegation in this country, David Gear, dear President of the Parliament of the Republic North of Macedonia, Tala Jaferi, dear representatives of the Supreme Audit institutions from Croatia and Bulgaria, dear members of Parliament, representatives of the embassies of Republic of Croatia and Republic of Bulgaria, representatives of the media, dear guests, ladies and gentlemen. The State Audit Office is a supreme audit institution in the Republic of North Macedonia. Over 20 years now is achieving its mission through clear and effective recommendations contained in the audit reports in order to provide support to the state institutions and users of the public funds for the promotion of and the managing of the same. This way, we are improving the life of the citizens of the Republic of North Macedonia by giving them quality services. In order to fulfill our goal, taking care of the public funds and to contribute to the improvement of the management of the same, our vision is that we have to provide a good quality in the work that will maintain the name of an independent and professional partner with a high integrity that will be the carrier and the owner of the progress of the management of the public funds, accountability and transparency of the usage of the same of the taxpayers. audits. That's why we invest in the further development of the institution and the improvement of the audit processes in accordance with international principles and standards and the best practices of the EU member states, as well as promoting the professional skills of our auditors. That's why these values are preconditions to conduct our tasks of the State Audit Office in a way that will provide the Parliament of the Republic of North Macedonia and all the other parties trust and conviction that the reports for the audits done and the annual report as a whole contain true, objective, and information based on facts, findings, and recommendations. In accordance with international principles and standards, the supreme audit institutions can fulfill their tasks objectively and effectively only if they're independent from the auditees and they're protected from external influences, having in mind that the members of the EU is a top priority of the Republic of North Macedonia. The experiences that the supreme audit institutions have in the EU member states are of crucial meaning for the operational and financial independence of the State Audit Office through strengthening of the legal framework for the State Audit. The State Audit Office supports the Parliament of the Republic of North Macedonia in the fulfillment of its activities through identification and presentation of all the irregularities with the use of the public funds and the misuse or breach of duty. These our efforts can be done with the support of the twinning project, improvement of the external audits and the parliamentary oversight financed by the EU funds in cooperation with the funds, with the audit office of Republic Croatia and Republic Bulgaria and experts from several EU member states, and we express our gratitude. At the same time, I would like to express my gratitude to the taxpayers of the EU member states because these funds are that come from them. I hope that in the cooperation with our EU partners, we will achieve the goals of this twinning project to improve the efficiency and the influence of the external audit in the Republic of North Macedonia by harmonizing the legal framework and developing of the methodologies, strengthening of the capacities of the State Audit Office for more efficient implementation of the external audits, as well as strengthening the parliamentary oversight of the public funds and supporting the cooperation between the State Audit Office and the Parliament of the Republic of North Macedonia. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Auditor General. Now, I would like to invite the Deputy Auditor General from the State Audit Office from Republic of Croatia, Ms. Nedeljka Rogosic, to present her speech. While she's taking the stage, I would like to point out that the State Audit Office of Croatia is the leading partner in this twinning project. Thank you.
Dear colleagues, dear all participants in this public event, let me greet once again today at this public event. We have the opportunity to draw attention to important role of Supreme Audit Institution and improving public accountability. State Audit Offices and Institution, as well as State Audit Office of Republic of North Macedonia, should ensure that their work is relevant, adds value, and has impact which is relevant for Parliament, other stakeholders, and general public. State Audit Office key task is to inform the Parliament and public on how public money is used and how state property is managed. This is done by auditing the financial statements and operations of public sector entities and by reviewing and assessing whether the auditees from the public sector create value for money or whether resources have been used in accordance with regulation in efficient manner. An important result of state audit work are recommendations or guidelines on how auditees can improve the regularity of operations, increase the efficiency of public resources, and use public resources to improve life of citizens. Although the State Audit Institution is independent in its work, results of its work in the form of audit reports with recommendation are intended not only for the government or auditees, but also for Parliament. They are an important source for information for Parliament in order to exercise oversight over the usage of public resources. Based on annual budget approved by Parliament, the government uses taxpayers' money and informs Parliament about that. The state audit reviews whether resources have been used in accordance with regulations, whether the planned results and goals have been achieved, and reports to the Parliament about its work and results. In this way, the Parliament receives information important for performing its oversight function in a more efficient manner, while relying on the results of the work of state audit institutions. At the same time, the state audit will be more effective if the Parliament debates about audit reports and requires subject of audit to implement recommendations. Good cooperation between the two institutions creates synergy, which contributes to reduce number of irregularities in audits or to increase the regularity, efficiency, and accountability, as well as the responsibility over the management of public resources. Experts from State Audit Office of Croatia, as well as experts from State Audit Office of Bulgaria, have the opportunity to witness how much effort our colleagues from State Audit Office of North Macedonia make to conduct an audit in accordance with international standards of supreme audit institutions and to enhance impacts of audit reports. In addition, a regulation needs to be enacted that will fully ensure the independence of State Audit Office of North Macedonia and that audit reports are discussed in Parliament on the respective committee. It is necessary to ensure the operational, financial, and functional independence and autonomy of State Audit Office and of the Auditor General. In order to achieve this, it is necessary to incorporate into the Constitution of the Republic of North Macedonia provision that will strengthen the independence of this important institution as well as of the Auditor General. It is also necessary to define mechanism for reporting to the Parliament by the constitutions and to regulate the procedure for reviewing and debating audit reports by the rules of procedure of Parliament. It is also necessary to ensure by the law of State Audit Office that the financial resources for work of State Audit Office are allocated by the Parliament or the relevant committee without direct influence of executive authority, so that State Audit Office can independently administrate and dispose funds for its operations allocated in the state budget. The mentioned conditions were also met by the Republic of Croatia before accessing to the European Union. Therefore, we hope that in the framework of this joint cooperation within this project, precondition for further improvement of state audit efficiency and impact will be achieved in the Republic of North Macedonia. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Deputy Auditor General Nedeljka Rogošić. Now I would like to invite the Auditor General from the State Audit Office of Republic of Bulgaria. Once again, I would like to point out that the State Audit Office of Republic of Bulgaria is a junior partner in this twinning project.
Dear Mr. President of the Assembly of the Republic of North Macedonia, Your Excellency, dear Mr. Acevski, Mrs. Rogošić, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor and pleasure to attend the public event of this twinning project. 2 years ago, when we were closing the successfully implemented twinning project on further improvement of administrative capacities and external audit efficiency of the State Audit Office, I have assured you that the Bulgarian National Audit Office is committed to continue the fruitful professional and friendly relations that we have established in the framework of the project. Today, we are attending the public event of a new tuning project, which provides us this opportunity to carry on our cooperation and joint efforts to develop our Supreme Audit Institution as modern and strong guardians of the public interest, working effectively for the public good. We believe that by implementing this very important project with the mutual efforts of tuning partners, we will speed up the progress of the country of the EU path and will bring long-lasting results, ensuring respect of the principles for good governance, transparency and accountability. Today, Europe is facing its most difficult challenges since the end of the World War II, the health, economic and social crisis over COVID-19. And this poses new challenges for SAIs as well. It is crucial that governments apply their resources in economic, efficient and effective ways, either when dealing with the crisis or when keeping the country's sectors well functioning. As SAIs also face challenges caused due to complete or partial lockdowns. The question for each SAIs to answer is how to conduct high-quality and high-impact audits during COVID-19 crisis. That is why cooperation between the Supreme Audit institutions becomes important more than ever. By sharing experience and working together, we will be able to provide quick and adequate solutions to common and urgent problems, such as the pandemic, economic, social and demographic crisis, climate changes and others. Dear colleagues, stability and trust in the administration, integrity and rule of law are impossible without audit institutions. And improving governance and accountability in the public sector is impossible if SAI does not act as a role model for other state institutions. That is why it is very important for the State Audit Office, Државен, завод, revizija, to constantly work towards increasing its independence in order to be able to make independent assessment of the government actions and promote good governance for better life of the citizens. To strengthen its working relationship with the Parliament as an important tool for effective external audit by helping the Finance, Budget and Public Accounts Committees to discharge their responsibilities to scrutinize government performance using the audit reports produced by DZR. To be flexible in carrying out its activities and to adapt quickly to the changes which were imposed by the global pandemic caused by COVID-19. To further optimize the audit process by applying computer-based audit techniques and specialized audit software. Finally, I would like to underline that by jointly implementing this twinning project and focusing on improving the legal framework, administrative capacities and interaction with stakeholders, the Supreme Audit institutions of North Macedonia, Croatia and Bulgaria build bridges between our nations and institutions, learning to work together for a shared benefit. Achieving the set objectives is our common task, and we strongly believe and are committed to this twinning project to contribute to achieving the country's strategic goal of EU accession. In conclusion, I would like to thank our reliable partner, the delegation of the European Union in Skopje, for the initiative to start this project and for allocating 1.5 million euro for the implementation of a wide range of activities. I would like to express my sincere thanks to all colleagues from Државни уред за ревизия Републики Хърватска and from Државен завод за ревизия на Република Северна Македония as well. I would like to assure you that all colleagues from the Bulgarian National Audit Office are working enthusiastically towards achieving the set project objectives. Thank you very much for your kind attention, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Auditor General. Now, let me introduce you the three project leaders, three ladies. Ms. Martina Jurevic from the State Audit Office of Croatia, Ms. Viara Angelova from State Audit Office of Bulgaria, and Ms. Tanja Janavska from State Audit Office of Republic of Macedonia to deliver their presentation on the objectives and expected results of this twinning project. Ladies, the floor is yours.
Good morning, distinguished guests and dear participants. Together with my colleagues, Martina Jurevic from the State Audit Office of Croatia, and also Viara Angelova from the National Audit Office of Republic of Bulgaria, in this presentation we will give you a brief overview of the twinning project named Improvement of External Audit and Parliamentary Overviews. In this presentation, we will give you a basic information about the project objectives, so for better understanding of the expected results of the project management structure, components, activities, and also expected results, and current state of implementation. As already mentioned, the lead member state partner is the State Audit Office of Republic of Croatia. Junior member state partner is the National Audit Office of Republic of Bulgaria. It is an EU-funded project of 1.5 million euros. Execution period is 24 months and the implementation period is 21 months. Beneficiary country is our country, Republic of North Macedonia, and we have two major beneficiary institutions, the State Audit Office and the Assembly of the Republic of North Macedonia. This project has already begun in February 2021 and it's expected to end it until October 2022. The implementation of the activities with the project is carried out through 4 components. The overall objective is to improve the efficiency and impact of the external audit of Republic of North Macedonia, and there are 2 specific objectives. To improve the external audit through further harmonization of legal framework and develop of methodology tools, as well as through strengthening the capacities of the State Audit Office to perform efficiently external audit in the country. And also, very important objective of the project is to enhance the parliamentary scrutiny over public funds and to improve the cooperation between SAO and the Parliament. All these objectives can be reached with a very well structured management of the project. So the project is being implemented in a close cooperation between member state countries in a consortium. Each consortium partner is bringing into the project the strongest expertise and knowledge as well as best EU practices. The overall responsibility for the project coordination lies in the project leader, supported by junior project leader and the resident twinning advisor. From the beneficiary country, the project leader is from the State Audit Office of North Macedonia, and a member state project leader is from SAO Croatia, and junior project leader is from Bulgarian National Audit Office. Also, the resident twinning advisor is from Croatia. All are here present on this event. Parties should smooth cooperation among project partners and full engagement of competent and high qualified short-term experts in each specific field of the project. For each of the components, there are component leaders both from beneficiary country and also from member state. And for each component, there is a working group formed within the beneficiary, the State Audit Office. The policy of the State Audit Office and the view of Mr. Maxim Acevski, the Auditor General, is that each employee of the State Audit Office is involved within the project activities, either through the working groups for the components or through performing pilot audits. In that way, we ensure sustainability and strong commitment of all employees in our institution. Component leader tasks is to identify technical inputs and outputs of their components and contribute to the mission planning and timing. Since all components are closely interrelated, the task is also to exchange and coordinate activities among components. All the components leaders are highly educated and experienced professionals in the field of auditing, which of course is very important for the successful results of the project. Croatian SAO, as a lead partner, takes lead of components 2, 3, and 4, while the Bulgarian National Audit Office leads component 1. They are good short-term experts from both consortium partners that are working jointly in a number of activities. In addition, experts from the Croatian Parliament and the State Election Commission of the Republic of Croatia are working on some specific areas as well, and also experienced experts from Estonian National Audit Office and German Court of Audit of Saxony-Anhalt are also involved. I will give the floor to my colleague Martina. Martina, please.
So the activities within this project are being implemented through 4 main components. Component 1, enhance legal framework relevant to external audit and improve SAO strategic and annual planning. Component 2, improved administrative capacities and external audit processes. Component 3, improved legislative scrutiny function of the Parliament based on processing and discussion of SAO audit reports. Component 4, improved external and internal communication and IT audit capacities. Each component is treated within this project proposal as a whole, with the pool of highly qualified member state short-term experts to achieve the set of measurable indicators. Proposed activities per component are set and tailored to achieve the overall objective, mandatory results and sub-results, which have been defined within the project FISH. So I will lead you thoroughly through the component 1 now. To be able to say that the activities within the component 1 are being fully implemented, we need to reach some sub-results. These are improved legal framework for external audit based on international standards and EU best practices, improved SAO strategic and annual planning in order to ensure that SAO would be able to further prioritize its work and maintain an adequate audit coverage over the long term, and to develop ethical standards in the SAO. To be able to say that the activities within the component 2 are fully implemented, we need to follow the following indicative sub-results need to be achieved. Improved SAO capacities so as to ensure enhanced legal, strategic and audit methodology framework. Improved coordination and cooperation with key bodies in the system of the external audit. Improved audit processes in line with international standards and EU best practices. Improved audit capacities of auditors, especially in the field of the performance audit. Improved follow-up of audit recommendations by auditees and the Parliament. To reach the results of the component 3 needs to be done the following. The improved legal framework and methodological framework of SAO and Parliament for submission and reviewing of audit reports based on the recommendations of the previous EPA twinning project. Improved cooperation between the Parliament and SAO for reviewing audit reports based on the recommendations of the previous audit project as well. Strengthening capacities of the Parliament for reviewing audit reports based on a new legal and methodological framework. The component 4, which aim is to improve external and internal communication and IT audit capacities, also needs to reach some results. improved reporting on SAO performance and audit results, improved flow of documents and information for internal and external communication, improved communication policies and procedures related to media and relevant stakeholders, enhanced capacity for IT and IT audit, and enhanced SAO information security management system. I will give the floor to Ms. Viara Angelova now. Thank you.
Thank you, Martina. I will briefly present what we have achieved so far. Despite the restrictions imposed by the COVID-19 pandemic, thanks to the support of the EU delegation, Ms. Paulina Stanoeva, Ms. Snezhana Kolikeska, and the coordination of the resident twinning advisor, Mr. Kordic, the first mission started already at the end of April this year. As you can see, more than 24 missions were carried out, and because of the situation, they are carried out mainly online. The activities under the 4 components are carried out as planned and agreed. Until the end of the second quarter of the project, 7 activities will be fully implemented. The legal framework of external audit was already assessed and proposals for improvement were elaborated in order the State Audit Office to achieve constitutional independence and to enhance the financial and operational independence. Other important legal acts which you see on the slide were reviewed and assessed as regards the external audit function, and the most appropriate options for possible improvements in the legislation were discussed and identified. Recommendations on improvement of the interaction of the State Audit Office with key stakeholders in the system of external audit, including the National Assembly, the Prosecution Office, the Ministry of Finance, the Audit Authority, and others, were elaborated. The accountability process will be further strengthened by developing methodology on follow-up of audit recommendations. A memorandum of understanding, as already mentioned, between the Parliament and the State Audit Office for processing and discussion of audit reports was developed and presented yesterday at the National Assembly of the Republic of North Macedonia. Recommendations for revising and updating the policies and procedures on using SAO website and communication with relevant stakeholders were prepared. Tomorrow, we will hold the second steering committee of the project, where we can reflect on today's important public event and further discuss the activities envisaged for the second rolling work plan. Throughout the implementation of the project, we will try to be as open and as accessible as possible. All relevant information regarding the progress of the project is published on specifically created Facebook page of the project, and the websites of the 3 Supreme Audit institutions are timely updated with news and information about the project activities. I would like to mention that the webinar, very interesting one, on the interaction of the SAO with the relevant stakeholders was held on the 2nd of June, and a digital brochure on the topic was created and published on the website of the 3 Supreme Audit institutions. First edition of electronic newsletter was prepared and published. It includes information about key activities implemented so far. Our intention is to continue with this approach because we believe it gives information about our progress in interesting and easily understandable and accessible form. A special video clip was created to promote the project, and I would like to conclude this presentation by saying that this twinning project is possible only because of the joint efforts and commitment of our colleagues from the State Audit Office of North Macedonia and the Member States partners from Croatia and Bulgaria. I'm delighted to say that we are working in a very friendly environment. We maintain open communication and very constructive dialogue. Because we believe this is the right way to implement this twinning project. Our colleagues from the State Audit Office of North Macedonia have our full support, and together we will continue working on the successful conclusion of this very important twinning project. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, for your presentation. And with it, we conclude this event. To sum up everything that was presented today, I will invite you to watch together the video that we have prepared for this project. Thank you all for your attendance.
Kuvendi si organ përfaqësues I qytetarëve ka të drejtë dhe obligim të papatjetërsueshëm të kujdeset për interesin e qytetarëve dhe mënyrën se si harxhohen paratë publike dhe të bëjë mbikëqyrje nëse e planifikuara realizohet sipas planit, ka shmangje apo keqpërdorim të atyre mjeteve. Që të jemi të suksesshëm, kemi avantazh që marrim pjesë në twinning projektin për përmirësimin e revizionit të jashtëm dhe mbikëqyrjes parlamentare, ku përmes ndarjes së praktikave të mira dhe vëzhgimeve të institucioneve të Republikës së Kroacisë dhe Republikës së Bullgarisë si vende anëtare të Bashkimit Evropian, përforcohet kapaciteti I shërbimit ton, që mandej e mësuara të shfrytëzohet për përmirësimin e legjislacionit ton dhe procedurave që do të mundsoj bashkëpunim edhe më cilësor me entin shtetëror të revizionit.
Почитувани, Државниот завод за ревизија повеќе од 20 години е чувар на јавните средства и придонесува за подобрување на животот на граѓаните на Република Северна Македонија. Имајќи во предвид дека членството во Европската унија е врвен приоритет на Република Северна Македонија, вложуваме во помошен развој на институцијата и подобрување на ревизорските процеси согласно нивните стандарди, принципи и на добрите практики на земјите членки на Европската унија. Токму затоа за нас е од големо значење поддршката која добиваме делегацијата на Европската унија за имплементација на проектот, подобрување на надвршната ревизија и парламентарниот надзор во соработка со нашите партнери, врховните ревизорски институции на Република Хрватска и Република Бугарија и експерти од повеќе земји членки на Европската унија. Се надевам дека спроведувањето на овој проект ќе истакне потребата од уставна конституција на Државниот завод за ревизија, ќе ги зголеми знаењата и вештините на вработените на Државниот завод за ревизија и ќе обезбеди поголем степен на преземени активности по дадените препораки во конечните ревизорски извештаи.
The existence of sound, transparent and accountable public finances is one of the pillars of the European Union accession process. The EU has provided more than 35 million euros to North Macedonia in support of public financial management reforms. Audit institutions have a particular role to play in ensuring that public money is used transparently and responsibly, and government and parliament need to act on the recommendations. This will decrease the risk of corruption while increasing public trust in institutions. This twinning project is designed to help achieve this goal. The European Union will stand by North Macedonia in implementing reforms now and in the future as ever.
Институциите во нашата земја се уште имаат сериозни слабости во однос на законитоста и целисходноста во трошењето на јавните средства. Многу често сведочиме дека трошењата не се одраз на реалните потреби на граѓаните и не водат кон подобрување на квалитетот на услугите на институциите. Државниот завод за ревизија, со темелноста и транспарентноста во своето работење, што е особено нагласена во изминатата година и пол, успешно ги открива неправилностите и слабостите во процесот на управување со јавните средства. Запознавајќи ги граѓаните, граѓанските организации и медиумите со овие сознанија, Државниот завод за ревизија на сите нас ни овозможува аргументирано од носителите на власта да бараме подобрување на начинот на кој се трошат нашите пари.
Thank you all for your attendance here.